Right, I finished my DIY Midi controller for my Amps Amplifier. So this is just a demonstration of the basic functionality. The pedal board has a volume and wire expression pedal which are connected into the Midi controller. The amplifier has this Blackstar HT Dual in its loop, and everything is controlled through here. So the inputs to this unit are from the expression pedals, and there's a USB port here to upload programs to the Arduino Mega controller board inside of here. The outputs are MIDI signals going to the Amps Amplifier. The basic functionality, because you can see, I'll just power it down. Right, when you power it up, have to make sure that the MIDI controller talks to the amplifier. So if this button's here, the reset switch. So if they're not talking for any reason, I just push the reset switch and they shake hands again. But what it does, and if you can see this LCD readout here, it has a song list programmed into the Arduino Mega, which scrolls up and down amplifier presets. So if I press the first button, song number 1 on the set list I've uploaded is Brown Eyed Girl, and that's preset number 10 on the Arduino. Sea of Heartache is preset 70, I'm Yours 71, All Shook Up is number 1, etc, etc. Venus is number 5 in the set list, number 58. So I can change the set list into any order I want using the presets. So the presets are always the same number as the amplifier. This is just a down button. So that's the basic operation of the MIDI controller, and obviously the wire and volume pedals do what they do, so they're connected directly into the MIDI controller. The rest of it is adding other functions. So this middle array of switches here are about setting blocks. I can't even remember what they're called in amplifier speak, but it's pretty obvious that this turns the noise gate on and off. So you can see gate has come up on the LCD. So the top row is for the set list, and the bottom row is for these functions here, other functions. Gate, compressor, comp, CMP, on, off, on, off. So they're single function switches. These other two have more than one function. So that turns the tremolo on, that turns the reverb on and tremolo on, RT. They're off, and that turns the reverb on. So this has got 4 functions: reverb, tremolo, reverb and tremolo, nothing. This one is for some modulation effects, FX. FL, flanger, PH, phaser, off, and chorus. So they're cycling through a couple, and off is number 3. I haven't quite worked that out in the software, but that's their basic function. I'm also using these switches on the Arduino for other effects, turning the loop on and off, the boost on and off, and echo on and off. So you'll see as I go through some of these patches, various of these lights will indicate. So these aren't indicating in the same way because these are on board to the atomic amp. This third line here, this array of switches here, is for another function which I'm calling channels. So there's tricolor LEDs. So this B1 means bank 1. So if I press this on, there are 5 presets, and I'm calling these Super Juice, which is a stupid name, but that's just my high gain preset. So you can see they're using the loop. So in this case I have to turn the HD dual into one of the other channels to make it work, but They're just various levels of high gain sounds, from a moderately high gain sound to a fairly saturated nasty sound there. And of course it's going to change according to which option I've got here on the HT Dual. Bank number 2, which is green, I'm calling clean green. The same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, from very clean to a little bit clipped or gain sound. Third one, blue one, I'm calling crackers. I don't know why, but it's a crunchy sound. 5 crunchy sounds. Now the way this works, it's also interactive with the set list. So if I say I'm on number 30, Statesboro Blues, old Allman Brothers song, and I say, right, I want it to be on bank 1, which is the high gain sounds. So if I turn that off, we're back at the set list preset, which is number 30, and I know that that's a relatively clean sound just for the rhythm part. And when I want to go to the solo, I press whichever one of these 5 saturated sounds I want. So one solo might not be quite so high gain, number 3, so play the solo, then turn it off, back to where we were with the set list. And the same here, if I go to the next one here, or the next one, and then turn it off, back to where we were with the set list, number 30, Statesboro Blues, which is number 46 here on the preset. So it just means that at any one time I've got 5 channels to deal with, to work with, and they're indicating by the colour of the LEDs. The other way this can work is if you pick a channel like this one, and you can scroll through almost like a traditional 3-channel amp. So I'm going from the clean sound to the crunch sound to the driven sound. So I could do that for any one of these 5. So if you want to break out of the set list and start doing your own thing, you can say, all right, I know the middle one has got a fairly good range between the clean, the green, the blue, the crunchy sound, and the driven sound. You can also control it, that level here, through the HT Blackstar, and at the same time, you could set up and say, all right, I want the echo to be on. The only thing is I haven't worked out now is that when you change, if I put the echo on, when you change, go back there. So it doesn't retain its sort of those block settings there. So you're really restricted to saying, if you're only on any one of these settings, yes, you could add a compressor and a gate and all that sort of stuff. But as soon as you switch to the next one, although okay, you can see there, as soon as you switch back to the set list and come back again, they're gone. So I haven't quite worked out whether, like, how I can fix it, or if I even need to. So, but it effectively just means that you've got a 15-channel amp. There's a couple other functions here. If you hold down these two together, it goes back to the start of the set list. You hold down this one, like that, it bypasses. So the wire and volume will still work. It's still going through. You can still control it through the amplifier, but everything else is turned off. No cabinet, no amp, nothing else. And if you hold these, just go back, so you can just get back to where you were by pressing whatever you want. If you hold these two down, I've just called kill everything. So ignoring whatever else is on this bottom line, that just means that the guitar signal is going straight through the atomic amp to the amplifier unaffected. It's cutting everything. So no volume, no wire, straight through. Not sure how or why I would use that, but just because I can. So that's basically it. So I'm going to post this on the Atomic Amps website, Facebook page, whatever site, I don't know. I'm too old to know what it's supposed to be called. I have to ask my kids. But I know how to put it up there at least. Look forward to some comments. Thanks.